After your encounter with the Lunar Revenants in the plaza, both Changus and Draco went down, leaving the rest of you to take everything they could of their fallen comrades, as well as their harvested ectoplasm, back to Casbar's refuge as fast as you possibly could. But dying brought both Changus and Draco to a bend in the Chateau Elysium. And at least for the conscious one who arose from their slumber, Changus, this confirmed to you that death is not necessarily something that your group may have to fear as an ultimate end.
I've been trying to tell you guys.
Sure.
You received some food and replenishments from C9 before going down to Felix's workshop to grab everything that you'll need for the day. Unfortunately, Draco still needed some more time to recover. But you stumbled upon a sketchy-looking chest tucked away underneath Felix's workbench, where inside you found various personal matters and personal effects, jewelry, bracers, letters, and your holy symbol, of which you took before heading back to Casbar's as well. Dukarin, who at this time was trying to get the lay of the land in the Ruby District. You two returned to the cabin where Casbar informed you of everything that had transpired with your party. And arriving shortly after this conversation, Changus, you entered in a pant, and so does the rest of your party. Everyone catches up. Casbar teaches you how to convert this ectoplasm into a substance known as oil of etherealness. And you successfully conjured 4 of these vials and agreed together to head to Carmella's greenhouse after completing a much-needed long rest. And Dukarin, you had suggested that you all use the ruined railway tunnels to avoid the barricades and utilizing a more direct route into the district.
Where we were attacked by the homunculus gluttony.
Pretty much. Yep.
Part of your description.
And before you left, Casbar gave you a lunar events journal. This is upgraded and it won't tear out of its pages. It actually works a lot better now.
That's very nice.
So immersive.
Now, your party went about a quarter of the way through this railway tunnel before you encountered a monster that you considered to be a butcher of some kind, like depicting that of Gluttony, the homunculus. Similar size and rotundness with an eternal grin upon its face and a secondary mouth that conceals an eye within it. It had bloodied Mizt and nearly bloodied Orin, but with a well-timed sacred flame, Changus was able to land the killing blast against it.
Couldn't done without you guys.
Sacred Changus.
Sacred Changus. The butcher dropped a shard of delirium and his butcher's cleaver. Mizt had used the delirium to imbue the cleaver and then gave it to Orin as someone who'd be able to be most proficient with this heavy, heavy weapon. I do have stats on it officially now, but it is in Orin's grasp.
Is it still as based as it was?
It's quite powerful.
I rebalanced it, but it's pretty based.
Okay.
I'll just read it. It is effectively a great sword, 2d6 slashing damage, but it has an ability called Rip and Ruin. Before you make an attack with this weapon, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. And if that attack hits, you add +10 to the attack's damage. However, if the attack misses, you roll this weapon's total damage dice, including the delirium enhancements, and take half of the result in damage.
Jeez. I don't remember having
With-
any such drawbacks. So I'm glad I didn't pick it up.
And where this brings us today, this evening, I'm going to need whoever was leading your troop, I believe that was Dakarin, to make either a perception or survival check as you continue through the latter half of the ruined railway.
Alright, here we go. I've been guided. So that's 12.
With a 12, you don't pick up on any odd noises, odd things that might be obscured in this dim light, but you do notice a few rodents that are a little bit larger, abnormally so, than you remember the average street rat looking. And they, as you pass through and through until just before you can see a bit of daylight cresting into the tunnel, you can see that these rodents are looking a little bit more and more and more gnarly. But eventually, you all do pass beyond the dank and uncomfortable, unsettling, abandoned railway system and out into this new district, the Ruby District. And as you step out into this new place, you can see similarities from, say, the Paterna District or Newbridge, similar Gothic architecture, but this one seems to have weathered much more damage through the various hunts and the various wars that may have taken place. You can see now, as this is about late morning at this point, you can see a little bit of like a light mist coming in from across the horizon as some folks in very meager and almost like homeless attire, carrying themselves from one home quickly to another, or from one refuge quickly to another, as best to maybe avoid being seen, maybe avoid interaction. And Gothrog, can you give me a perception check?
12.
And I'll say, Dakarin, you can roll this as well since you were in the head of the group.
Cool, man. 13. Ha!
You guys clock kind of coming from the southeast of where you are currently. If north is just facing forward, you just look over and around as you're kind of getting a glance of the Ruby District. You see a band of like 7 or 8 people carting a lot of cargo and a lot of equipment in various wooden carts, and inside you see like a various different shaped kegs. And as you clock them, they're kind of keeping like an eye-line track of your party. I will say, with the 13 and the fact that you have been to this district before, Dakaran, they kind of resemble the types of people associated with the Forgotten. Small band of anarchists that have been pretty well known in the Ruby District to oppose any sort of threat from the Radiant Order and generally have a disposition, a hateful disposition to any who come from outside of their district.
So we emerged and immediately were discovered by the
You were,
local mafia, basically.
essentially. And the mission that you're on, you're looking for Carmella's greenhouse. And I'll say, with a 12 and a 13, yes, you are able to navigate through some alleys, trying your best to avoid this group known as the Forgotten. And you make it to this tall... it looks like it was a converted hotel. A very tall building in kind of the center of this district. Deep red bricks completely surround every face of this building, and you see at the top of it a large multi-glass paned greenhouse at the top of this building. And whatever name that this building had before, its words have been stripped and torn and carved to a completely unrecognizable degree, where all that you would imagine the locals know this place as is Carmella's greenhouse. And as you all approach, some of those civilians kind of peep their heads out of windows, open doors, kind of just like spying to see who these new people are from outside of their district heading into this greenhouse. Is there anything in particular that your party, that you guys would want to be doing as you approach, or how you would want to enter the space?
I do have one question. The folks that Dakaran clocked earlier towing the carts,
Yes.
you assume that they were the Forgotten? Or
Yes.
No? Okay, good. That's what I wrote down. I just wanted to confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any reason to be scared, or is there a threat here? Like, would we want to enter via a side entrance or through the dock door in the back?
Well, we do know. So are the Forgotten? Are they gone? Are we away from them now?
At this point, yeah.
What?
We know we're X.
What? Yeah, we're not really sure about that.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
We know we're X.
He's talking about Cazador?
Yes.
Well,
Casbar.
Or Casbar?
He
That's far.
sent a voice memo. He did a Nextel. I don't know, something like that. But
Quick Snapchat.
Yeah, so, and he essentially gave Carmella a heads up that some folk from out of town
that's
are
true.
headed your way.
That makes me a little less apprehensive. Just go through
Just
the
to
front door.
knock on the door. Yeah. I think that given that that's probably our.
Okay.
I guess I mean, if there's maybe we use appropriate caution if there's a barrel labeled, with 3 X's and maybe it's sort of throbbing in red.
Then we hit it with a hammer.
Yeah, we maybe avoid that barrel. Or
If one is labeled TNT.
You want to drive over them with your go-kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's or have the angel stand on top of the World Trade Center. He's not even more so you can see the angel, the cloud.
Draco, roll a d20 for me.
You did that?
Yeah.
Respect.
Okay.
You're an artist.
Okay. Roll a
It's an angel on a
d100,
cloud
please.
The World Trade Center.
100.
I can give you the ball.
So
For the hell of it, yeah, I want the ball.
You open. Who's knocking on the door?
I will.
Okay.
Who's got the biggest hands? Who can really rattle that door?
Either him or Orin.
Which one's the taller?
So solid.
Let's stand back to back. Let's settle this once and for all. I go, yeah, I'll do, say I'm open palm, pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop.
Gotrog, you bang on the door. You hear some footsteps coming, sounding like they're walking down some steps, like almost immediately. And they go to open the door. And Draco, you open the door, and you see your party before you, but you are not in the same state that you were when you had died. You found, through Casbar, and remembering Orin's desire to seek Carmella's greenhouse, that this is a logical location that you will want to venture to. However, the reason why I had you roll is because you came upon a serpent that was navigating through the shadows of the tarnished tunnels. It happened to bite you, and unfortunately, you all notice a very pale complexion on your dragonborn compatriot. And as you open the door, serendipitous as it is that you came upon your party and that you are about to meet someone who can hopefully solve whatever this disease that you have now contracted, a horrible coughing fit befalls you, and you all see just Draco coughing profusely and a little bit of purplish indigo dragonborn blood sprays into your hand as you then see your party.
Draco, how'd you get here?
I woke up here. I died, and
No, you
It was
didn't.
a while ago.
You did die,
You didn't wake up there.
No.
but you woke up in the chateau.
So you made it here
Yeah.
before us after you woke up in the Chateau Elysium.
That's when you got bit by the snake on the way.
okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Have you been here long?
an hour maybe, the most, at the most,
Oh, it takes a minute. It takes a minute.
at the most, maybe an hour.
That cough is doing some weird things to your voice.
Reverse
I've been
puberty.
here for like 3 hours, and
So have you seen Carmella?
I have not yet. No.
Oh.
Have I seen her? I have.
Are you okay?
Disoriented.
Is that the only thing that's wrong with you?
Have you been sleeping outside of this house?
So, my dear
I haven't seen you in the bed recently. The great big bed that we all share. Your fate, Draco.
What's your name?
Oh, Gatorog.
Gotrog, we've experienced this once before. Yes, we did. Someone else have already died, our friend. It's a happening.
Absolutely. So, and you so that happened. He met us. He chose to come here after he had separated us, due to reasons of life and death.
He's inspired. Divine instinct.
He died on the way to this place.
While with us, well, I guess yeah.
Right?
Well,
Did he?
technically,
Oh my God, you
no.
died
It was
earlier when
It was
we were
before
fighting
going to
the-
Casbar.
Yes.
After going to
I am
Casbar.
so confused.
Well, we went to Casbar, went away from Casbar, went back to Casbar.
Yeah.
So he died in between the Casbar. Casbar.
Casbar's the bread.
He died in
in
peanut
the-
butter.
Casbar that sandwich.
Died in the peanut butter between the Casbar bread. Casbar bread.
Cas bread.
This is why I said I'm disoriented, because I don't know what's going on.
Oh, this is perfect.
Just set the bomb.
It's in character. Too.
You know what?
Come on, we'll take care of you. We'll figure it out.
All right. So,
Cheers.
is there, as far as you know, is there anything else wrong with you? Or is it just this coughing fit? You cool? I see you have blood dribbling down your lip.
Sorry. It does keep doing that, doesn't it?
It's got TB. Could
What is that?
Tuberculosis.
We don't have tuberculosis in this world.
could
Okay.
Are you sure?
could one of
Made
us
an executive decision.
could one of us offer,
Sorry, what?
could one of us offer any help for you to maybe to heal yourself? Maybe?
Why don't you,
I would love
Chengus,
some.
make a medicine check
I was thinking.
on Draco.
Sacred Changus.
How do you feel? Where are you at?
Huh?
How many
Give yourself
hit points you
As far as I'm aware.
some
full.
guidance, why don't you?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because you can cast it on yourself.
have? Who needs medicine?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I forgot.
Oh, are you poisoned?
I don't know. Possibly.
14.
Do you have depression?
14. Okay.
You have depression.
Due to, yeah.
With
Are
the
you
14,
poisoned? I don't know. Possibly.
The Zoloft help both the poisoning
Like
and the
psychological?
depression.
Well, you know you got bit by a snake.
Yeah.
So a snake that venomously injects depression into you?
No. Okay, never mind.
Could be.
with a 14, you are able to
We get back. We get
tell that there was a like he pulls up his pant leg. You do see like a fang bite on his calf. Other than that, that is the only wound he seems to have sustained. There's no other marks on his body. He seems to like be labored in his breath.
Yes.
The best that you can assess.
The symptoms of
You have, like,
depression are
minus
interesting.
3
because
medicine.
some creatures in the wild, they go into a period of low energy for after a snake bite to recover. It's sort of that they sleep it off.
No
You
offense,
could be-
no offense, Changus, but I think we're standing outside of a healer's house right now. So we could just go inside.
That's why we're here!
I didn't know that.
Thank you for thinking of that clever plan.
All the dominoes are in motion.
Well, as you now have assessed your friend, his current health state, you all go up 10 flights of stairs until eventually
Is Draco gonna make it? You need to carry him?
make a Constitution saving
How am
throw.
I supposed to
Every
go
step.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Hell yeah.
7.
Okay. As you get to like the last flight, you feel a deep burning sensation in your lungs.
I mean, I am a dragon, so.
A deep burning sensation that is not something that your fire breath typically conjures. Noise. And you take drugs. And you take 4 points of damage as you cough profusely. Blood has now spilt out
So I have
onto
to
your
say,
boots.
Whose good idea was this for a very sick coughing guy to go up 10 flights of stairs?
Draco, no offense, but you really gotta work on your cardio. I'm not even a
Is
fighter.
this place
It's easy.
wheelchair friendly? Because it doesn't seem to be.
So far, no, I guess.
The accessibility here is just really out of hand.
It's not an ADA herbal center.
It's a confident healer. No wheelchair ramp, because then we won't need it.
Yeah. Or if they can't get to you, you don't have to heal them.
There's a pile of bodies outside.
The stairs are just filled with
So many people couldn't even get up like the 5th flight.
I've never failed to heal a person.
Never try. Never try.
If you can make it up, you can be healed.
Yeah,
That's just smoke.
That's a litmus test.
It's just like
Nice.
It's like the Dalai Lama. Like,
Yeah, it's like a master.
you have found your own solution. Journey.
There's nothing at the top.
Now go back down.
Go away.
She gives you some green tea and then makes
Take 2 of
Here's
these and
some
call me
ginseng.
back in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, come back tomorrow.
Honestly, exercise is the best medicine.
I thought laughter was the best medicine.
Hey, shut up. Let me have my shining glory, okay? See, it's not funny anymore, so it's not medicine anymore. Sorry, guys.
It's not funny. It's not medicine.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what my mama says.
It's a
You
pastime.
get to the top of this
Draco, are you
former.
bloodied?
No, he's full health.
Well,
I went I got 20
I'm bloody.
left, 25.
I'm probably not making it up.
How?
Oh, because I had 25 and you said take 4 off.
Yep.
Math.
What? I forgot that that happened because you were. It just spawned basically.
I know, it's pretty cruel, isn't it?
As you
Honestly, really fucked up.
step into this next room, you feel this humid and warm sensation and smells of various apothecaric plant scents fill this space. And you can see a number of plants and flowers hanging off of planters. You see various large glass vials and beakers that seem to be working to grow some sort of ecosystem within them. Maybe to try and grow some of these new seedlings of some kinds. You also see, out of all of the various kinds of plants, the further you go into this hall, before you see it turn into another room, much more shelves filled with various kinds of mycelium and fungus. And before you turn to the right further into this corridor, you can hear a few other folks coughing. Some groans of pain, and you can tell that that you guys are not going to be alone in this place of Carmella's greenhouse. But then you turn and you see 6 beds. One of them has a human, a middle-aged man who's kind of like sitting up and holding a handkerchief to his face as he's coughing. Greasy black hair, sweating profusely, and next to him you see these 2 half-giant women, one older and one younger. The older one has like long white hair in a braid, and the younger one is kind of administering to her, giving her maybe soup, maybe water. In another bed, you see a very strange looking individual, some half-breed type that you've never seen before. A person with the body of a man, but as you examine, you can see like the head of what kind of looks like a deer, and long antlers. Their arms are fully covered with fur, matted over. This person is lying on their back, not really sleeping, but their eyes are closed. Next to that one, in another bed, you see another of these half-breeds, but it's not a deer. Much less fur and much more fleshy appearance. Long ears that kind of resemble that of an elf, but even longer, and their skin is pink. Their face has a snout that resembles that of a fruit bat. And under their arms you can see like folded leathery wings as they are bandaged from the torso up. And then you see in the 5th bed, next to an open one, you see a younger adult, but a younger half-elf man, white hair, and you can kind of see like a little bit trickles of blood bleeding underneath his eyelids as he's trying to like dab it away. And administering to him, with her back to you, you see a tall figure, a tall elven figure, a woman with what kind of looks like a dress made out of black and green leaves. Her hair is also jet black, but what is the most curious thing is that half of her person has forms of fungus growing off of her back, off of her left shoulder, off of her hip, her legs. And you can see like this is now like kind of a part of this person. And before you even get a word out, she just says, "There is one open bed. If you must need a bit of rest, I'll be able to tend to you after I'm through with Rowan."
How big is it? Is it a really big bed? Or like
It's a modest bed.
we can get probably 4 of us in it, I think.
Like a quiz.
She is, she's giving to a person she's called Rowan, she's holding a censer of silver design that has like this whitish powder, whitish mist that she is like circling around him as she's whispering an incantation. And you can kind of see as this is happening, the blood that was dripping from his eyes begins to slow. And his eyes begin to come back. Well, that should do you for now. I do recommend that you stay here for some time. I'm not so sure how much this pestilence is going to ail you, but hopefully I'll be able to get some more of this soon. She turns and to see the rest of you, and of the growths of fungus that you saw like growing off of her, you turn and you see that massive growth that was on her back is actually part of like her face. The left side of her head has now grown into like these multi-shelled funguses that have little maybe 1 or 2 inch long tendrils, like hair-like tendrils, just kind of moving with the wind and moving with her. And she turns and she sees the 7 of you. Oh my, this is going to be rather troublesome. I'm not sure what I can do. Regardless, where all do you come from and how can I be of most service?
Can I ask you a question? Are those the fungi hitched into your nervous system? Do you think with somewhat mushroom intelligence in addition?
Very forward of you, Asimar.
I'm sorry, I'm so curious.
Have we met before?
No, I feel like we have, but you never know.
Maybe we should spend some more time before getting into personal matters.
Excuse me then. Said to make that move.
her.
We all come from disparate places, but the unifying connection for us is that we all come from the Chateau Elysian.
Lord
Do you know
Brandon.
Virgil?
Yes. Oh yes, I'm well acquainted with Virgil. Has he sent you to seek me? I do see that your Dragonborn is ailed of some disease.
Yes.
Well, you know, we found out about your greenhouse here because of
an ailing younger man named Rackjax, and well, I think he indicated that you may have promised maybe some kind of healing for whatever it is that's afflicting him.
Well, without him here, I'm not so sure what much use I'd be able to diagnose his disease. Would you be able to recollect what it was that was afflicting him, or what his symptoms might have been? How was he looking? What was he carrying?
Didn't he tell us precisely what he needed?
He had a nasty cough.
Oh, for sure.
A nasty cough. Like this one.
Well, mine was similar to mine.
But he did look paler.
Might be further along. Did he come from Shrouded District, perhaps?
I think so.
I do believe that was right.
Then he might be suffering from some sort of myophagic pestilence or coughing fibrosis. That district has been riddled with disease for many, many years. He's likely going to need what this young Rowan has been in need of. Unfortunately, I have no time to collect any of my materials. As you can see, quite a full house that I've been gifted with.
Yeah, I'm surprised all these people made it up the stairs. There's a lot of stairs.
You could say it's commitment. I was able to meet them halfway.
So around 4 or 5.
They usually stop at 6, or
Sometimes I don't even make it up the first.
Just want to confirm, how are we spelling rat? How are we spelling that?
Rackjack, right?
Rackjax.
Oh, with Jack.
what was was it Jack and Daxter? Was that the PS2?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Jack 3.
Yeah.
Sick ass game.
So, if you have a disease similar to him, although how did you come upon your ailments?
We were fighting. There was a snake type creature, serpent thing. And it bit me. And
Some of that's true.
Cool. How do you know?
He wasn't with us. But whatever.
We were the only ones present for his fighting.
This is truth, bro.
Speak your truth, man.
it was a snake bite. It
Occupy the
hurt.
space, Draco.
And then I respawned in our bed.
So, you're an Ashenborn?
I'm a Brassborn.
No, not your lineage. A colloquial term that the Yarnans have given to those that Lord Grindelock have deemed worthy in these endeavors against the Scourge. Although what you have might be more akin to a serpent's kiss, which complicates things. I'm sorry, I don't have on me right now the materials to help your friend Rackjaxter.
His name is Jack Black.
Doubt it. Thankfully, if you all, the rest of you, seem healthy enough to be on your feet and be able to survive the shattering moon events that have happened so far, I wouldn't.
Your staircase.
And that is quite a feat.
That was a whale, that wasn't.
Ma'am! Free Willy!
Are you befallen too?
Well, I'm quite hurt.
I love the commitment.
Ma'am, I'm quite hurt, ma'am.
Good God.
Please. Oh, I'm bloody, ma'am. If there's anything.
Is it Lady in the Tramp that has the bloodhound that's like, I'm the leader?
Aristocats.
Yeah, Aristocats.
Wow.
Yeah. Deep cut.
Yeah.
Pull that shit out of the Disney.
Well, I'm the leader. I got the hat, so I'm the leader.
I'll say when it's the end.
I'm pleading for help. I'm pleading for help. She's
I'm dying.
Fuck my accent.
got
I'm pleading for
that
help.
wasn't a little like a little magic or of some sort. That's what I'm pleading for. I'm wondering.
What's wrong with you? This is not out of
I'm
character.
bloodied.
What's wrong with you, Luke?
4 out
Oh
of
shit.
18.
Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, you have sustained some injury, it does seem, as well as
I can hear it in your voice. It's trying to sound like sad and like hurt,
You
but
did
it
great.
sounded.
Oh, I got
but I
that.
also wanted to sound like my character. It's tough to sound like. Turning the wheel.
You always sound sad.
Okay. Good to know. I didn't know that.
no,
No, your character, I mean.
like if Eeyore went up like 10 more decibels.
That's what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I.
It seems you are in need of at least some immediate aid, as well as you're the half giant over here, and she points over to Orin, who looks to have a few marks on his face, on his arms, on his torso, a little bit hurt as well. Well, I do have some things for you two, but as far as your diseased friend and your name?
Draco.
Pleasure.
Good as well.
The stages.
And she does like a prestidigitation over her hand after shaking it with you. I do have some of these, and she hands what look like healing potions to you and Orin. So go ahead and roll for yourself, and if someone could roll for Orin, 2d4 plus 2. Do you want me to light the end of that napkin to get the earwax out as well?
What?
That's like a thing that people would put like a cone in someone's ear, and wax, and then they'd light it, and it would just pull earwax out of your ear.
Really? You can get them in a Harvest Health. $2 a pop.
I don't think it actually works though.
It seems like it pulls out. It feels like it pulls out stuff, but then at the same time,
Get a nice tug in your eardrum.
It's all placebo.
Get a nice tug in your eardrum.
Powerful.
You think
Placebo
so?
can be powerful.
Well, yeah, because it could just be melted.
Placebo
wax.
can be powerful. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, what am I rolling
For even removing earwax?
2d4
That's the
plus
ritual.
2.
It's meant to
Physical
remove,
ailment.
impurities. It's meant to. What are they
I'm
called?
done clogged up.
It's a toxins.
Placebo.
Nice. 7.
7. Go ahead and heal yourself 7 hit points.
No.
And same for Orin.
Sorry. He had 6.
6. Okay. If someone could give 6 hit points of healing to Orin.
I believe
That
it's
one's
still it's still over there.
Oh, are you using this
I
page?
am not.
Okay.
So he's 4. So it's
He gets 6 because it's 2d4 plus 2.
just reiterating that so someone can.
Thankfully, the remedies that I imagine will be of most help to you, Draco, as well as to Ratjax, is nearby. It is beyond the walls, but there are some cursed bloods that have been able to help me make sure that any threats do not enter the walls and have my permission to leave. Are you all at all familiar with cursed bloods at all?
I was about to ask what that is.
So, shortly after the fallen king in his dying breath gave out a curse, the scourge happened. I'm sure you all are familiar with the scourge. Well, a byproduct of this eldritch contamination has affected some of the young and has mutated their forms to a horrifying display. Some, they've all taken to themselves to wear a kind of porcelain mask, and they've put on it to be appealing, I suppose, they put on it a wide smile. And some of them have... If you see them, I'm just going to tell you exactly what they are going to have, because it's quite alarming. Their torsos have been either replaced with the addition of a large eye, some have been given some other feats of talons or claws on their feet and hands, and even those have like scaly skin. Others have a void in their torso. I still have yet to understand how that has long-term affected their life here. But we know them as cursed bloods, and they, so long as we help them, they will help us. However, some have fallen more terrifyingly so to the scourge, causing their mutations to manifest in horrible and quite murderous ways. Either way, on the southeast side of the district, there is a hole that was breached through the walls as a result of the 33rd hut. There we've had some of our cursed bloods who have been willing to guard on my behalf to make sure that, well, you'll see the exiled village of Jägerweiler, that those inhabitants do not come into Luyana. What you're going to need is a flower known as Nightshade Whisper, at least for your friend Rapjax. And for Serpent's Kiss, I believe Golden Fennel is what you will be after. Now, Nightshade Whisper, unfortunately, doesn't show up until around dusk, so it's going to be a little bit of time before you're able to see them bloom. It tends to bloom during the moonlight. The other troubling part is that there is a very poisonous plant that looks quite similar, at least quite similar in its unripened state, known as Helidonus. Be sure that you do not consume Helidonus. It will only further the contamination that you have. Golden Fennel, on the other hand, day, dusk, night, you can find it at any time. They will be the easiest to procure. They tend to hug the walls of stones and moss. Nightshade's Whisper and, unfortunately, Helidonus tend to group around the various ruined homes of Jägerweiler. as I mentioned, I cannot abandon my citizens here. They need as much help as they can get. Unfortunately, they beat you to it. So if you're willing, and I'm sure that you are, finding probably about 3 bushels of Nightshade Whisper will do, and for your sake, you don't look too... It doesn't seem to have progressed too far in your body. I'm assuming more respiratory symptoms.
Yep.
If left unchecked, it will progress to other vital organs in his body, so make sure that you get the fennel as soon as possible.
Can you just eat it?
The fennel, you can eat raw. Nightshade Whisper, on the other hand, I will have to use some of my druidic abilities. But, go now. Find the fennel. I would imagine you probably only need about 5 flower heads to take care of your disease. But 3 bushels of Nightshade Whisper, not Helidonus. Here, let me give you a bit more of a specific physical description of what they look like, and she shows you a diagram that I'm sending to the group chat now.
Am I able to ask about the curse? It seems to be a big part of our story. The place we've encountered, this just happened to the place, and now we're in the place. The king pronouncing such a curse would be, to him, intended reciprocation of some kind to the folk of the town. What put him in such a state of mind?
The king. Well, I don't know how far back I need to go into Silverblood history. The king of Luyana was for some time a rather benevolent man. He led us through the first war and gave us, brokered a deal with the Radiant Order to be able to supply us with means of protection from outsiders. Now, before he met his executive end, he was rather mad. He started to fall into old, darker magics. Was hell-bent on uncovering the old ones.
Yeah.
Well, the Silverblood family did what they could to save face on their father's behalf, but the people caught wind of what he was doing and could not trust him any further. They sought it just to put him to death, and before he was beheaded, he uttered a foul incantation causing the scourge as a way to retaliate against the folk that he held dear to him at one point in time. The scourge is what we've called it, but the curse is really where this whole contamination came from. And Scourgeborn's lunar events all begat from this curse. They are somewhat tied, but the moon seems a little bit more separate in my mind from the actual disease that contaminates and mutates those it comes in contact with. And curiously, even the substance delirium seems otherworldly. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like any of you have yet been contaminated with the scourge.
Wow. It seems a little bit like the curse's scars of the past laid bare, physically. Unseen horrors of the war. Ravaged. People were ravaged. That hate doesn't come from nothing. And it's been laid bare to the population. It was there. but now it's in physical, seeable disease.
You know, there is something to be said about the emotions that one attaches to their magic. She looks over. She looks over to you, Issa, and mostly eyeing that crystal around your neck, the one that Felix provided as a means of attunement and channeling for your spells. Do you know what that is?
I can't say exactly. All I can say is whatever it is, I feel a strong connection to.
Where do you get your magic from? Were you born with it? Did a traumatic event give you a spark? Have you learned it from books and study?
I guess if I'm being candid without going into too much detail, it was something that was laid upon me in a way.
And it hasn't left. It's not something that you can forget to be rid of.
Much to my chagrin, it has never left me.
Curious, what you have there on your neck is a very well-refined shard of delirium. I've seen some folk use it for various forms of arcana, but I would be careful. I've seen those cling to it like a precious jewel, like gold, and if your mind's not with you, it may become it. Something to be aware of. Now, I must apologize. I have to return to my patients here.
Thank you for your time.
I will send a message to the Cursed Bloods to make sure that they do not give you any trouble passing through the wall.
One more question before we
Of course.
go. You mentioned a village that you don't want the inhabitants inside the city.
Yes.
Why?
Shortly after the first few hunts had taken place, a nearby village that was once considered part of Luyana had become rapidly infested with this contamination, with the scourge. The Radiant Order did everything that they could to keep them back, but it came so far to a head where they had to dissolve the issue entirely. It took care of a majority of those that were infected and was successful in keeping them out, but those that survived seemed to have only made them more resentful and stronger. We lost even one of our more formidable hunters to be stuck beyond the walls in Jägerweiler. He probably roams around, tending to those that he can, protecting the village that he once was a part of. Very dangerous and very sneaky hunter he was. Keeping them out is the best thing that we can do for the district that has seen the worst.
So, will they automatically want to attack us? I don't.
If you see a citizen of Jägerweiler, they will likely be quite hostile. I would do your best to avoid eye contact as much as possible. Not only are they resentful of what the Radiant Order had done to their village, but they are resentful of how the king at that time treated this city-state. Left them alone, left them to exile. No longer part of us. And you see her petting what looks like petting some shrooms that are growing off of her pale forearm. From time to time, they all get plucked. They're like spores. You see them scatter up into the greenhouse. They persist, like the scourge itself. There's no knowing how to ultimately deal with them. But there does seem to be some sort of mutual understanding. They do not bother us so long as we do not bother them. It is unfortunate that the remedies of your compatriots and others within the Ruby District congregate outside the walls. It is quite troublesome indeed.
Should we try to bring back some that you could grow here?
That would be most helpful, yes.
Like a living plant, like with roots intact, that would be the best way to do it?
In fact, let me help you with that. And she grabs, I know there's a proper name for it, but I don't know what it is. It looks like a beaker, but it's like a long stemmed and just a wide spherical base. But I know it's technically called something else, and it's not technically a beaker. I only know that because of Breaking Bad.
See that boiled beaker, Jesse.
Breaking bread.
Wrapped around it are like several leather bands with runes and a corked top. And
The Erlenmeyer flask? Yeah, that's what you boil it.
is that what it is?
I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
I know it's something.
Just be confident.
Fancy.
He would have believed you.
Yeah.
We would all believe it.
This is what I've been able to use in order to preserve plants that I have uprooted. Regardless if you have the roots or not, even if you take a majority clipping, you place it within this flask, and it will regenerate itself to be able to grow into a point of stasis. This should allow you to be able to bring it all safely in one piece, so I can grow more.
Can we put 2 in so we can get one of each? Or
Yep. Sorry, she gives you 2.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, I must return. Good luck on your endeavor. It will not be easy, but it should not be too difficult. Good day, gentlemen and lady. She turns and walks over to the pair of half-giant women, administering to them. What do y'all do?
Well, so we have to pursue. Well, I didn't get the 411 on these things, so we can put the.
If we take a flower and put it in there, it will essentially regenerate missing roots or anything.
Okay, so
if we
for
need
the
to.
2 that we want, Nightshade Whisper and Gold.
We're just gonna get one of each so that she can grow them for future
Sweet.
remedies.
Excellent. One thing, do we know where to go for these things? I know that we have
village.
So to the Jägerweiler village?
Yeah, so outside of the walls, at any time of day, you can find golden fennel.
Yep.
So that you don't necessarily, it doesn't sound like you need to go deep into Jägerweiler to find that.
Okay.
But Nightshade Whisper, along with Helidonis, are both found in Jägerweiler.
Okay. Yep. And doesn't show up until doesn't show up until dusk. It blooms in the moonlight. Helidonis, in its pre-bloomed state, looks similar to Nightshade Whisper.
Correct.
Sweet. 3 bushels will be enough for Carmella to create a cure for Rackjags.
Yes.
However, we do want more.
So essentially, it's like 3 plus 1 in the
Yep.
beaker,
And then
5
plus 1.
five flowers that he can just eat, plus 1 plant, 1 clipping for the beaker.
Cool. So we take the long trek down the stairs. exit.
You throw Draco down.
Don't look at me. I didn't do it. That was him.
Are you agile? Can you slide down the railing?
I slide down coolly.
Yeah. Is it like a cube staircase where I can just like grapple down the center? Or...
Yeah, we got some architectural questions. Mike, when you come back.
Mike!
Bird is square-like.
Square!
It's so I could grapple down.
With what? A rope?
My axe.
Wait, what are you grappling on?
I'm so confused how a square you
How's
can
that help?
slide down a.
I thought you were gonna be like the square means that there's like the opening in the center is what you're saying. So you like I was thinking, you did the Mission Impossible like
just
repeller gun.
Repeller, yeah.
But with an axe.
There's gonna be a rope too somehow.
So you're gonna use your axe like hang on
Does
something.
anyone have a rope?
We probably do have a rope.
We'll get there. Yeah. Making this up as I go.
Do you have a tail? Like possibly weight bearer?
A what?
You could go like if you wanted, you could just slide. You got 5 minutes. You just
Sure, I
slide.
can balance with my tail. As I start sliding, I'm like, see you guys at the bottom.
So you say, do we want to roleplay this out?
We're sliding downstairs.
What? I don't think you know what you're doing.
No, I don't. I'm super confused. What are you
He's
talking
going
about?
ahead though.
You're
That's
sliding
all we need
down
to
the
know.
stairs?
The stair rail.
So you're like
He
sitting
suggested
on it.
Yeah, he said.
We don't
Gotcha.
even know
So you're
if
not
there's-
using the axe
We
anymore.
didn't even know if there's a railing. This is like some archaic. How was it built? It's yours.
Yeah, I can't visualize this at all.
There's no metal railing. I mean, come on. This is like a standard. So, anyways, yes, I'm sliding down the railing.
Is there a railing?
Can I slide?
Yes, there's a railing.
Is it
Yeah.
slidable?
Very.
Okay, great. I'm sliding
Very.
down the railing.
It's brass even. Matches
There you
your
go.
complexion.
I mean, so wait, this is not taking agility or ability.
You know what? Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check.
Because, like, I mean.
Why you gotta go doing that? I could have slid down the railing, no problem.
All the way down?
8.
So you begin to.
Is it in the center?
It's the railing's in the center. So you begin to slide down the first. You didn't get it once. I'm not gonna have you fall down the whole, like the literal middle of the thing. If you rolled a 1, that would have been your fate.
See you later, guys.
See you Respawns. So you begin to slide down that first bit of steps into the next landing, but you tumble onto the next landing. Now I'm gonna have to take damage, but it's kind of embarrassing.
Makes me think of the in
got
Scott Pilgrim where they're like where Michael Cera is like, could you do a thingy down that thing to Chris Evans?
Yes.
And Chris
He
Evans
goes like 100 miles an hour.
yeah, does Tony Hawk shit like all the way down this like insane rail and then explodes
And then dies.
Yeah.
Oh, so well done.
If I try to get back on the rail and slide again, you want me to do another check?
Go for it.
Just like at the bottom. That is a 7.
Same deal. Your pride is falling.
I'm
Does
at
he
a
lose
13
damage?
now.
Not yet.
13.
Okay, you're starting to get a little bit more, like a gist of how to balance yourself.
What's the number that keeps us up?
That keeps them up? 10 or up.
Because, like, for each level. Because, like, if we're all rolling to go down, if we want.
I'm walking.
I'll walk then, too.
Oh, are you?
Are you?
No,
You roll a 17.
I was getting out of my head.
You roll a 17. You're
Just slide with floor. It's not like a gambling thing.
Running around at the speed of sound. Just Sonic plays in the background. wait. Hold on. So 9th, 8th was a fail. You successfully got to the 7th, and you fall down 6 flights of steps. Holy shit. This is how you die. So hold on.
Are you bloody?
1, 2, 3,
Let's call some men.
4.
So
You're gonna take 66 of fall damage.
66.
It's a d6 for every 10 feet.
Let's go.
We talked about it once. Like a recording memory.
You take 24 points of damage.
Yeah! You're like at the bottom. You're like, it was a snake bite. I didn't fall. It was a snake bite. The snake got me.
That'd be cool.
Oh, you guys all see him just like land it perfectly on floor 7, and then he's like, I got this, and just sits and falls down the center of the stairwell. And you see like a bit of blood spilling out from his like splayed body. Not moving. Make a death save.
This is ridiculous.
7.
Cool.
Fail.
You're parkouring? You're still parkouring?
I died.
If anyone wants to,
Carmella?
if anyone wants to run and do some sort of magical healing,
All right, I'm suing Carmella.
I won't run. Yeah.
I mean, or you can talk to Carmella, but yeah.
I do. I mean, I think I could do something. What's Mage Hand do? I forgot. Mage Hand does not do that.
You can push him. You could do chest compressions with Mage Hand.
5 minutes of pressure on a wound.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'll do
Nothing.
cure wounds. Look, that was awesome.
You cure wounds. Now you have to go back up the stairs to get healing from Carmella.
It worked last time. He died.
What?
He tried to parkour down the steps. He rolled a 1, and so he fell 6 flights of stairs. 6d6 of damage was 24 damage.
It's not. He was tumbling.
All right, I cast cure wounds.
He wanted to specifically slide down the rail.
There's a
And I
middle
said-
section that's just open all the way down, like a spiral.
And he wanted to Tony off his way down.
The DC literally was 2 to not take any damage, and he rolled a 1. So
All right.
I healed you for 9 points.
Thank you.
is anyone going to try and persuade Carmella for a healing potion, or are you guys just moving on?
I'm not, dumbass.
I would think about it, but I would go all the way back up.
Can I do an intimidation check for suing Carmella for her staircase?
Hope you got home insurance.
Yeah, I'll see your ass in the courts.
As far as like a philosophy of healing, though, to have to transcend a staircase to receive help, you have to go that way, and they have to, because you have to want to heal too.
So Carmella should just like what?
Well, okay, I'm not anti-medicine,
Live on
but
the
I'm
10th,
also
work
it's
on
half
the
and
5th.
half. It's still you and the medicine, and you have to go along with it. So she's
You
like,
or
the
Changus?
medicine. Yeah, Changus.
Okay.
Yeah, so the stairs. There's like a strategy. I'm sorry. There's like a hospital strategy.
We should implement that.
You go up the stairs.
So you're saying they should have wheelchairs at the bottom of the stairs, or?
Well, bring it up to her next time we see her.
It really is.
Yeah.
It does mean you're ready to be healed.
I think you could have a very good career at Carmella's greenhouse.
Bring-
She would
bring-
love to have
Oh
you.
yeah, honestly, you should bring up
Stop
her
asking basic
her
questions.
unwillingness.
System, you know?
Her yeah, her hesitation or unwillingness to meet halfway.